All right. Three, two, one. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 115. It is Big
Jesus
Thor
Christ.
hours. Yeah, I know.
115. Good Lord.
Some the haters and losers, of which there are many,
So many.
of which there are dozens, said that we couldn't do this.
That's true.
They don't want to
It's a
see us do
horrible day.
115 episodes.
Horrible day
Do
for the haters.
115 more episodes.
And actually, it's like 122 because we got like 10 episodes that are like, or not even that many.
The lost
Yeah.
episodes.
We have like a bunch of lost episodes that aren't even on our thing, but on our feed, we have a bunch of episodes that
We just didn't number.
we didn't even number. We're just like, whatever, these don't count. Just throwing anything against the wall. I don't think any of our Oscars things are numbered or anything like that. So any of our 100th episode celebrations or anything like that are numbered. So yeah, this is streaming live on YouTube. Go follow our YouTube account to get this in real time. But yeah, Big Thor hours. If you, it's
Big
like
Thor hours.
like sore, but with a lisp. That was dumb.
Okay.
There was a joke from Chris Hemsworth that this woman takes him home and says that was an incredible night. I didn't even really get your name. He goes, oh well, I'm Thor. She goes, you're Thor. I can barely walk. Boo. He told that anecdote on a TV show.
Much like in Thor: Love and Thunder, not every Chris Hemsworth joke lands, but
Or
some of
in
them
every
do.
joke for that minute. Yeah. Anyway, Thor: Love and Thunder came out.
This has been an incredible podcast intro. So many listeners.
Hey man, I smacked my head real hard going tubing at my parents' house this weekend. So either I have a concussion or that brain-eating amoeba. So either I'm going to be dead
Worth it.
in a couple of days. Yeah, whatever.
You'll forget how to use a spoon in a couple of years. So.
Yep. Oh no. Thor: Love and Thunder came out just a couple of days ago. PG-13, hour 58 minutes. Very quick movie. 7.0 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's actually only the number 4 ranked trending popularity movie right now on that website.
Wow.
Thor enlists the help of Valkyrie Korg and his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster to fight Gore the God Butcher, who intends to make the gods extinct. That's it. Pretty succinct. Written and directed by Taika Waititi. Jennifer Caton Robinson has a writing credit on this as well. Has a 58 Metascore. Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman returns. Christian Bale is Gore the God Butcher. Tessa Thompson is King Valkyrie. Taika Waititi returns as Korg. Russell Crowe makes an appearance as Zeus. And then you got the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy that are in here for like 3 minutes. Yeah, anyway. This has made... hold on. Had the 5th highest opening, I think, of any Marvel movie ever, but worldwide it's made $148 million as of recording this.
Already?
Yeah. So
I was gonna go see it again today, and like the showing that would have let me get back in time was sold out. I was like, that doesn't happen. Like fucking Sunday night sellout at fucking AMC here in Katy, Texas. That's not
I
a
need to
thing.
go see it again as well. I
to-
ran back a bootleg copy so that I could be fresh for the podcast, but I'm gonna go see it again in the theaters here pretty soon this week.
went to a theater in Lufkin, Texas, which if you don't know where that is, good.
Just East Texas.
Yeah, 4:00 showing in Lufkin, Texas, packed, absolutely packed. So, and I think every single one of these were. My brother pointed something out to me that I didn't even ever think about. That he said that the first time he noticed that old people were getting left out of movie screenings or movies because everybody can now purchase their ticket ahead of time.
online.
Oh yeah.
Oh, people roll up to the counter. It's like,
Yeah.
this has been sold out for a week, old man. Get the fuck out my face.
He says the first time he's ever noticed that, and that's the first time that I thought about that. They were getting turned away, and it's kind of sad. You're like, they just want to get out.
With the fucking times, Grandpa. Get on the internet.
Download the AMC app like a real person. All right. Come on, boomer.
We reserved our seats already, Grandpa. You can't come in here.
That being said, my grandparents are in their 80s. They know to do that already. So, teach their own. But Thor Love and Thunder has a 68% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, 81% audience score. In some ways, Thor Love and Thunder feels like Ragnarok redo. I don't know I have a concussion, but overall, it offers enough fast-paced fun to make this a worthy addition to the MCU. So
I feel like they ripped that directly from my review. It's like exactly what I wrote.
Really? Yeah. You scroll down through here, man, and it's kind of hard to find reviews of people that liked it. Like the first 20 reviews are like rotten
that don't get no bitches. That's what they are.
That's what they
just
are.
Put them up there first.
Dex, you wrote the review. Let's start with you, man.
Yeah, basically exactly what you just read is what I figured. Like, this movie is definitely not perfect. There's a shit ton of jokes in this movie, and not all of them are good. Some of them are, in fact, very bad. The goat thing, I was immediately annoyed, like instantly.
Oh, I thought it was funny.
Like, I was just instantly like, "What is this fucking 2015? Like, what are we doing? Like, the screaming goat thing is over. Get that out of here." And it just kept fucking happening the entire movie. So, there's some shit like that is just not funny, and we're just kind of forcing chuckles like at some of the jokes, like just because it just happens in a packed theater. Like one person laughs, and then so like a bunch of other people kind of like that kind of thing. But that's really like one of my only two major knocks on this movie. The other one is that it's kind of a spoiler, so I'll save it. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was really fun. This movie is definitely like dumb fun personified. Like the entire runtime, Thor is just mostly a big dumbass.
A big himbo.
Yeah, mostly a big dumbass with the occasional like great like one liner or the occasional like insightful quip, and then some emotional death tacked on there for for shits and not giggles. Every review that I've seen talking about, there's too many jokes that undercut serious moments and the tones are contrasting and blah blah blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's dumb. You sound like you're trying to impress like your fucking sophomore English teacher with a book report about a book you didn't read, talking about fucking contrasting tones. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, people can laugh when shit is serious. I do it every day of my life. That's just how people talk. Like, it's okay to tell jokes when there's sad shit happening. Gore the God Butcher, I loved his appearance. Some people said that he should have been there more. I can buy that, but I thought there was just enough of him in there that he was like always creepy whenever he showed up and really cool. And I love Christian Bale's performance. Natalie Portman, I fucking loved. She was great. Well, she wasn't like doing like great acting or anything, but just having Natalie Portman around is always great to me. And I thought Jane was funny, and like they brought her back in a way that made sense, and they gave her something to do. You really don't learn anything about that character the first few times you see her on screen, like in Thor and Thor 2. And then again in either Infinity War or Endgame, I don't remember which one she shows back up in, but you don't really know anything about that character. And so they gave her like really a story now in this 1 2-hour movie.
There was a reason she left. Like, you know what I mean?
They finally gave Jane a story in like this 1 2-hour movie, and they like backfilled 8 years of like Jane absence, and it worked. So I had a good time. I had fun. Most of the criticism I've seen, I'm just like, shut up. Like, y'all are taking this way too seriously. But yeah, it's definitely not a perfect movie. I give it a B.
Deej?
I would give it an A-. I had a great time. It is not perfect, and there's probably no one in America who will laugh at every joke in this film because the jokes are coming at you about 90 miles an hour. There are a lot of jokes, and some of them are really good and some of them are really bad. I agree with Dex that the movie's not perfect. The first 5 minutes with the Guardians of the Galaxy was like forced on us, and I was getting very nervous at that point in the film. I was like, this is not good, guys. The hit rate of the jokes for the Guardians of the Galaxy is very low. And obviously Taika has no affinity for these characters because he just tossed them on the screen because Feige fucking told him to do so. And you could tell that they had nothing to do with this film and they could have easily been cut from this film, but for Feige thinking they should be there, which is weird because at some point in the film, he leaves them, which is early on in the film. We don't need to have them appear in this film just so he can appear in Guardians 4. We already know he's been hanging out with Guardians. If he's just going to leave them anyway, I thought it was a very weird choice to put them here, especially when they were awful and when Star-Lord looked real ugly. I don't know. They were on set for like 1 or 2 days, and Pratt was looking the ugliest he's ever looked, and it just wasn't good. Like that part of the film just does not work. But luckily for us, that part of the film is over pretty fast, and from there on out, I had a great
10 minutes. 10 minutes in the movie.
Once they were gone, I was happy, and I like the Guardians. I'm not shitting on the Guardians. But the Guardians are best when written in the voice of Gunn, and Taika did not have. I mean, there was nothing there for them to do. They were just on the screen taking up time and energy. But anyway, after that, I thought the film was really great. The people are mad about the fact that there's some, genres bumping up against each other. I think that's what made it fun.
Yep.
In the middle of these very scary gothic horror moments, which were greatly executed by the crew and the cast and Bale, they just did a great job with that stuff. In the middle of that, you're like in a rom-com. And I thought it was so funny that you have these moments where he comes and steals all the kids. And then all of a sudden, like, we're back in rom-com where Thor's seeing his ex-girlfriend and also having drama with his ex-weapon / new weapon. Like, that stuff really worked for me. Screaming Goats, not so much. I wasn't really into the Screaming Goats, but like,
not even once, not even the first time.
Well, Russell Crowe, like with the Greek accent, just being a complete idiot and being the joke, I laughed at it. I thought it was funny. I really liked the fact that Thor was like looked up to Zeus, and all of a sudden Zeus was an asshole. Like I there's just so much about this movie that I liked. The gore stuff is phenomenal. When they go to the Shadow Realm, my heart was beating so fast, like I was on the edge of my seat. Having the color just leave a movie like that is such a Taika thing, and it's such a fucking cool thing, and I'm so shocked that we've never seen that in a Marvel movie after like we are in the days of post Logan. Like in the post Logan universe, I'm surprised Marvel hasn't thrown up a black and white movie yet. Like I thought it was so dope that we have all of a sudden like we have this metallic chrome black and white screen, and I
like Sin City if you've ever seen.
I saw this in IMAX. This movie looks phenomenal on screen, and it really slaps you in the face because we've been watching so many of these TV shows that it's like those TV shows don't look like this. They might be good or bad, but they don't ever look like this movie looked so amazing. The colors were great. All of a sudden you go to the dark dimension. It is phenomenal. Gore was given everybody and their mom bars.
Yes.
The chemistry between Tessa Thompson, Hemsworth, and Portman was just great all around. I just thought and Korg, obviously, who is Taika. I just thought it was great once we got to focus on those 4 characters and just hang out with them. I thought it was fun. I had a really good time. I would give it an A-, and I think that people, I don't know what more people really want from Taika. He's taken 2 dead movies that completely stink. Some people like Thor 1, so I won't shit on it. Everybody hates Thor 2. But he took a dead character from 2 movies that are a complete ass, and Jane, who was an absolute zero nothing character, and gave her heart and gave her a lot to do. He took Valkyrie, who was a side character in Ragnarok, and she was great in Ragnarok, and gave her more to do. Same thing he did with Korg, and he breathed life into these characters, into this character of Thor that was dead in the water, and now he has given you 2 great comedy movies with great villains, hella amazing villain, Gore top 3 villain. Like he has given you real villainy inside of these comedies. Ant-Man is great. It's really funny. There's no fucking amazing. There's not a top 15 or 20 Marvel villain in Ant-Man. It's a comedy. They didn't have to give you those horror elements or that action. It's Paul Rudd making Paul Rudd jokes. Here, we got a real comedy with real moments of actual badass villain, just like we got with Hela. I don't know what more people want from Taika or these movies. This is the fucking 29th Marvel movie. What do you guys want to fucking see? I know that you want to see the big team up at the end. I know that you want to see Kang. I know that we want to see the X-Men. None of that has anything to do with whether this movie is good or not. And I'm really tired of that coming into the narrative of, is this movie good? Of like, well, we still haven't seen Adam Warlock. And well, we still haven't. Get some fucking bitches, guys. Did you enjoy the movie or did you not? We all want to see the X-Men. There's the people who enjoy this movie are not like, yeah, fuck the X-Men. I can't wait for the X-Men to pop up.
Yeah, the X-Men are gonna be amazing. But
that has nothing to do with this film at all
right now.
And I'm tired of. Well, I don't know what y'all want, bro. That this is the sixth stage 4 or phase 4 movie. 5 of them shits are good to great. 1 of them shits we won't speak about. I don't know what you want from them. I don't want to defend Marvel. They have plenty of money and people to defend themselves. But you're out of your mind. I think my theater was packed. I think my theater enjoyed the shit out of this movie, and I had a great time. I give it an A-. I don't know why people are hating. Long live Taika Waititi. All his movies are funny and sad. He's going to give you a movie that's funny and sad. I don't understand what you're looking for from this guy.
Dude literally made a comedy about the Holocaust. Like,
this is what he does.
Like, what are you
the secret, the Gestapo.
Yeah.
All his movies are sad as shit and also funny as shit. That's
you shitting on Jojo Rabbit is actually what we need to talk about.
I like this movie so much. I'm going to go back and watch Jojo Rabbit. I've only seen it once in the theater. I absolutely hated it. But I also did not know if I was supposed to laugh at the Holocaust, and white people around me were laughing, but I didn't feel like I was in the in group. It was just uncomfortable. Like, I was very uncomfortable. I'm going to try to watch it again in the comfort of my own home. But I love Taika. I think this movie is tightly written. It is a short movie. It is not like, I had a really good time. And if you go back to all the comedies you love from the 80s, from the 90s, from the 2000s, very few of them have a 90% hit rate. Very few of them. You just remember the jokes you like. Step Brothers doesn't have a 95, 100% hit rate with the jokes, but the jokes when they hit are top notch. That's what you remember. And the jokes that you don't really like, they fade to the back of your memory. They threw a lot of jokes at us here, and a lot of them worked, and a lot of them didn't. And I had a great time either way.
It's a sequel. It's a sequel to a comedy. It's a comedy sequel. Comedy sequels don't stick out to you as much as, like Ace Ventura 2, maybe because it was just even sillier than the first one. This one is like, the jokes don't hit the same. There's no like jokes that I'm leaving around here like in the first one with Korg where it was novel and is like, oh, the hammer pulled you off, and like, oh, he's a friend from work and stuff like that. Like, I'm not like in this movie, I'm not going around quoting some of those. Yeah. Dead Doug. And anyway, yeah, it's like new Doug. And anyway, this is the one that my brother and I say all the time. Another day, another Doug. And
incredible writer.
But yeah, so like none of that is in this movie. None of those memorable sort of lines. And that's granted, I've watched Ragnarok now maybe more than any Marvel movie outside of the 2 ending Avengers movies. But I think, yeah, like the problems of this movie are independent of the greater MCU as a whole. Like, the problems with this movie aren't because so-and-so didn't show up or anything like that. That's just like a non-starter argument. That's so stupid. That's silly. That's not how movies work. You know what I mean? Oh, it wasn't like the comic book that I read when I was 12. That's not how movies work. I'm sorry.
First of all, fuck those comic books. We don't care. Like, if we wanted to read the comic book story,
we'd read the comic book.
We'd read the comic book. Like, that's not what we're here for. We spent more than a decade with this movie character. Like, we're on this movie character shit. Like, we're separate from what y'all were doing over there.
Yeah. So the problems with this movie, like I said, are independent of the greater MCU as a whole. I think, yeah, the hit rate on the jokes isn't as fun or isn't as good. The novelty of it isn't as good because it was like, we remember when you watched Ragnarok, it was shocking to see Thor, big Chris Hemsworth, having great comedic timing and making jokes.
Yep. And making you care about at all.
Yeah, making fun of himself and making
we
fun
had no
of
expectations going into that movie because Thor 1 and 2 are absolute shit. So like, of course you walked into Ragnarok and you're like, holy shit, I can't believe what I just, like, I was laughing, I was having a good time. That's because you didn't expect that, because Thor 1 and 2 are like being subjected to like torture. Like they're bad. Hemsworth doesn't work as a straight man, in my opinion, and maybe he can in another arena, but I just don't think it works. Natalie Portman has nothing to do. All you can do is go look at Darcy and be like, man, that's a very attractive woman. And you walk out of the movie theater and you didn't have a good time. That's it. That's all it gives you.
Yeah, Thor, you get the whole fish out of water thing where he's like, how does human life work? I'm an Asgardian. Ha ha ha. And it's like,
another, and like he breaks the jug or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I think like, yeah, I things I liked about the movie before I completely just go in on what I didn't like. And granted, I always wait till a long time to give my grade. I gave this a B- on Twitter. I'm probably going to stick with that. I think the gore stuff is incredible. Christian Bale just eats scenery, man. He always has. For somebody that's like that should be probably like a best supporting actor year in and year out. He has somehow carved a lane, like somebody of his ilk. He's somehow carved a lane into movie stardom and just movie stardom while being an incredible like character actor. It's a really weird thing. And he just eats scenery, man. He's a great actor, and having great actors in these products helps. So yeah, it's good to have him. Good to see him in popular media. It's also good to see Natalie Portman, also a great actor, in popular media again after she had been putting out some like, lack of a better term, fucking stinkers. In like,
she also hated the MCU because of how Thor 2 went. So it was bad. It was bad vibes for a while.
She had the right. She rightly should have left. Like, there's no reason to keep her like coming back for stuff. And it was funny in the bit that how they wrote her out of like Thor always going back like, no, we're just taking a break sort of thing. And it worked in the movies. So yeah, it's fine. But bringing her back, yeah, like what has she been doing? Oh, she's been buried in her work. She's a best-selling novelist. She basically figured out time travel and like all this stuff. And the cancer thing is interesting. It gave away to like why she would need this isn't really a spoiler. It's in the trailers. Why she gets the hammer. Mm-hmm. So that's an interesting storyline. It did. A lot of people that I was in a group with kind of felt that she was out of place. It didn't, for me, not so much, but I can see where they felt like she didn't understand the Taika-ness of it all. You know what I mean? She struggles
when you're doing the Taika riffs, but she does really good when you're doing the Taika rom-com. And those are two different movies. And so and one of those movies she's really good in. And when she's trying to come up with her catchphrase, it's like, no, you gotta. Tessa and Chris understand the Taika of this movie, and Portman not necessarily so. You can see it; it's everywhere.
Yeah, when you can tell that it was like he turned the camera on, was like, all right, here's the background of this scene, just like riff. Like, I don't think she's quite there, but Tessa Thompson
is not that
like,
guy.
Yeah,
I agree.
Tessa Thompson is all around her with like this stuff. She knows like the dryness of her character. She understands.
Yeah.
Granted, she's had opportunity to play around with that character for an entire movie, 2 movies really before she got into this one. So like with Portman, it maybe sometimes when you watch it, it feels like she's trying a little bit too hard to like, make the catchphrase and do the riffs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it is just good to see great actresses and actors in popular media. And so she's good at the emotional bits and everything else. So it's just, it just carries more weight when you see Natalie Portman having to deliver a monologue than, Joe Blow. The story goes really quickly. And like you said, it's so weird that the movie goes so quickly that you could have even cut out the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff and made this movie should have been like 90 minutes. Like it's just like it should have been like an hour and a half and gotten in and out of the theater. And I think people would have been like, you know what, whatever. Like, that came and went. Like less people would have hated it. But
I don't think that's true.
I don't know, man.
Starting the movie with the Guardians just did not. It was I was really scared when they were on screen. I was just like, oh, I'm not liking this at all. I got extremely scared. I was like,
well, they didn't even
holy
talk.
Shit.
Like Bradley Cooper got paid $1 million to say like 3 lines. Like,
I don't even think Diesel's. I don't even think
sap all over it. That's like all he says.
Yeah.
I don't even think what's his
Batista.
Batista said a line. I don't think he literally had a line. Like,
well, he's been done with these roles.
He
He's been done with these roles for like 3 movies. He didn't give a shit.
He was just on set in full makeup, and they filmed for like 8 hours, and he left set. That was it. They'd be like, all right, I'll take my $1 million and go.
Yeah, I would have liked either more of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like just have them be a part of the adventure, or cut them out. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to make that movie. You know what I mean? And I understand the logistics of that during COVID and everything else is hard to like keep those people around. But yeah, if
Taika
you're going to
yada them, he didn't want anything to do with them, bro.
Yeah,
he gave
I don't think it was even
I
don't think COVID had anything to do with it. He was just like, I saw Endgame. They made me watch it before I started doing this. And I guess I gotta have the Guardians come through for a little bit
because they've been together for a long time. Yeah. Anyway, the goat thing, y'all talked about it. I laughed. I don't care. I laughed at it. Whatever. There's a point.
The first like 2 times. Then I was like, all right, guys.
No, when they run headlong into when they run headlong into the dark realm, and the one thing you hear is
that one was funny.
Ah! I was like,
that one was funny. I laughed at that one.
That cracked me up. The fight scenes are incredible. Actually,
dope as hell.
The fight scenes are really, really good. Especially the one on the dark realm, like when they're all fighting all those monsters. I enjoyed that a lot. I thought that was really cool looking. And when they would hit like the lightning bolt and like a flash of color would come on to their cape or something like that.
That was so dope, bro.
When it was entire black and white. I thought that was really good. We'll get into spoilers. The ending fight, whatever. Does it hold the emotional weight at the very end of the movie? Who knows? I don't get the criticism of having jokes in serious moments. Like why, are they supposed to just deliver an Academy Award winning monologue in this Marvel movie?
Can we hang out right here on this?
Well,
point?
they've never.
I hadn't heard that criticism. I hadn't heard that criticism. So when you said it, like that makes sense that people would be like, "Oh, why are they making jokes when she has cancer or whatever?" I'm like, because it's a comedy movie,
and also just because like. If they didn't make jokes, this be the saddest shit ever. Like that's not what we're here for. It's the MCU. It's not the like fucking like watch Natalie Portman die hour. Like we're trying to have a good time for the most part. Like it's a comic book movie. It's not fucking the boy in the striped pajamas. Like like. Yeah, there's going to be jokes. It's the MCU. That's why we like it. That's why it's popular, because they make jokes.
This is the sequel to Thor Ragnarok. What movie did you think that you were walking into? When
right? That's ridiculous. I
don't understand that.
The sequel to like people were like all of a sudden, all right, let's go back to serious Thor. Like, what do we? And I'm not here to like hold water for these millionaire directors and everything, and this machine that constantly is always pumping out stuff now that I complained about in our last Marvel movie a little bit. But like, this is like dumb summer fun. And if you go into it with that expectation that it is a dumb summer comedy movie, like action comedy,
that's also partially made for kids. And I think the adults online always forget that. These are fucking made for kids, guys. Have some fun or get the fuck out of the way and let the kids see the movie screen. The kids in my theater were going crazy. They were laughing at the goats. They laughed every time.
Teenagers would eat this up. Like, this is a great teenager movie, to be completely honest with you.
Every time that you're like, guys, it's just supposed to be dumb fun. People are like, oh, that's how I know the movie is trash. Y'all are saying we shouldn't think critically about it. I know that movie must be trash. It must be the dumbest shit ever because y'all said it's just supposed to be dumb fun. It's got to be garbage. Like, nah, bro. Like, we're just having a good time.
Thor.
Like, we're just having a good ass time. That's all.
The movie is called Thor: Love and Thunder.
Directed by Taika Waititi.
It would be different. It would be different if they went into and like they delivered jokes in Infinity War and Endgame and everything else. But it'd be different if they went into the movie about like espionage, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and we're like dick fart butt, and you're like, what? like what is going on here? Like you have like shitting and farting goats on screen. Yeah, like that. We're dealing with a Norse god, a made up thing. And like, and comic books are all made up. Sorry, but like this isn't a movie dealing with larger themes. And you know like that immediately when
like
he does the
Jean
Jean-Claude Van Damme splits.
This is the serious one, the MCU,
right?
Like, no, they were immediately like, "Hey, it's Thor: Love and Thunder. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Look, like Zeus made him naked in the trailer. That's funny, right? Like, yeah, like they told us this was what it was gonna be."
Chris Hemsworth's out here showing ass, like full ass,
bro. Can we just say that dude is so fucking massive?
Insane.
It is insane. Like when he is at the end and the end scene, which I won't talk about, like when things have resolved themselves and he's back to his new life, he is fucking huge. I was just like, how is this a person that exists on the same planet as me? Like, he's huge. Man.
Not everyone's built the same. Like, we're not the same thing.
Good God.
You got to download the app, bro. Download his app and you can be just like him.
I got to tell you, I've downloaded. It's not bad.
That dude is fucking jacked, man. He must live in that's crazy.
I get it advertised to me all the time, but I've never like actually downloaded it. So.
I'm not gonna like no free ads, but like Sinner, not a bad workout app. Also has a ton of like recipes and meditations and everything else on there. Not bad. I want pricey, but not bad.
The Northman too. I want him to be in it as the villain. That dude is jacked. That Two North Two
Man. Northmen to the streets. Northman 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Hell yeah. Dude, I need that movie actually.
If you saw the end of that movie's big done. That
movie's not coming back.
Hey,
speaking of director
his kid grows up to be Chris Hemsworth. Let's go.
Speaking of studio interference, Taika Waititi came out and basically said, like, I've seen director's cuts. They all stink. Like, I need the studio to interfere in my movie. And people are like, see, he doesn't even like the movie that he made or blah, 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 blah. Like, he's like caping for big studio. And I'm sitting here going like, no, he's kind of right.
No, he's right.
Let him cut as a shot at the Snyder Cut because I know the Snyder Cut bros fucking hate this film. I know they sat down and they were miserable for 2 hours. They said, why are there so many jokes? Where's the sepia tones? This movie fucking sucks.
Where is the sadness? Why hasn't the main character died yet?
There is like, because of that was another thing that I wanted to say is like, because of the lack of setup for gore, like they set him up and all of a sudden he's bad. Like it's, you don't need more than that. But like, I do wish there was more of him just like going to like, killing people. You know what I mean? Butchery. Yeah, give him a little bit more weight, and I think like it weighs give it a little more weight, and it weighs more at the end of the movie. Because at the end of the movie, the really, besides the Jane cancer thing, the only thing that kind of is the driving force of this movie is a fetch quest to go get a bunch of kids. And
true.
Like, okay, like, sure. I mean, of course, they throw in the very end of the movie him getting to the spoiler alert, him getting to eternity.
Let's just go with all spoilers.
Yeah, okay, all spoilers from this point on.
Spoilers, spoilers, guys.
30 minutes in.
This. Don't watch this. Don't listen to this if you haven't seen this film or you plan to see this film. Spoilers. Okay, go.
So the ending goal is for Gore the God Butcher to get to eternity, which is basically like a
genie.
Yeah, genie sitting in an empty like space, in an empty kind of like.
I think eternity is one of those things from the Eternals, like Celestials. I think he's one of those things. He's
like it almost
he's like the Watcher.
It felt like the Watcher. It looked kind of like the Watcher and everything else. And it looked like he was in the place in the Soul Stone when Gamora died or whatever. Like that looks like that, but like a light
cost.
Yeah, everything. Anyway, so his end goal, I guess, is to wish that all the gods are dead. So I guess that holds a little weight, but like we don't really, besides Thor, we don't really give a shit about the rest. Like we don't know the rest of the gods or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, maybe Thor dies.
I did like how, like, when they were in the, like, whatever it was called, the immortal god
city where Zeus
palace.
is.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It had some name, I don't remember. But they're like, oh, it's the god of carpentry.
It's like
I was
Indulgent
ha,
City or something like that.
That's funny.
Oh,
Shut
was
up.
there a Jesus reference?
Yeah, the god of carpentry.
I didn't even pick up on that. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Of course, and then like, yeah, I know people were like,
They
oh,
showed
I don't get it. Like, I don't get the tones because he goes, the god of bow, and the guy was like, bow. Like, I was like, I cracked up at that. I was like,
I
that's
laughed
so
at the bow thing.
stupid. That's so dumb. You know what I mean? But that was one that I laughed at really hard, and of course,
the stuff with Stormbreaker, I had me in stitches, bro.
I love that.
loved
It was
I
so
love
good.
that.
I don't care what anybody says. This shit was amazing.
Chris Hemsworth acting against nothing and just being like selling that, like it's a
It's a jealous ex, like,
jealous ex-girlfriend or something like that. He's
the hammer is a jealous ex, the axe is a jealous current girlfriend. Like, it's amazing.
That was so good, man.
TG, you're gonna have to explain this to me because it didn't, like, I know they were trying to go for rom-com and you keep saying that, like, it didn't hold the same like beats to me as a rom-com, or maybe I didn't notice it in it. Like, I don't know, the rom-com stuff didn't necessarily go through to me.
Every good rom-com is just like every good Marvel movie. We know exactly what's going to happen. The good guy's going to win. The question is, how are you going to take us through the journey? And from the second that he sees that Jane is Jane, or Mighty Thor is Jane, and they go into the Korg storyline showing that their relationship from the past, and they backfilled this 8 years where they dated, and then she's gone. Those beats where they're having these conversations where they're catching up. Hey, do you have a girlfriend? I just been focused on work. Like, that is supposed to be a rom-com. Like, you are in a rom-com.
Yeah.
It's also on top of that, also like a drama about this person who happens to be perishing from cancer, and also a gothic horror movie. So there is a lot going on of what they're trying to accomplish. But I thought when we are having these, I keep referencing the kids get kidnapped, and then now because Thor and Jane's conversation was cut off because Gore shows up. So Gore shows up. Now they're fighting Gore. He just figured out that she is Jane, and they jump right back into it. Like, right when Gore is gone and they think that he's running away, they're back in the rom-com before you realize the kids have been kidnapped. And so we're switching pretty immediately into gothic horror rom-com. This guy literally stole a whole village of kids, and then we're back in the rom-com, right? It is weird, but I thought it worked so well because the chemistry between Portman and Hemsworth was just so good, and they did the awkwardness of you're seeing your ex-girlfriend who you're still in love with 8 years later. The awkwardness of it is so good. I just think that part of the movie really works, and they're going to get to the point where they're back in love, and then the cancer thing is a part of that. But I just thought that stuff in those quiet moments where it's just Thor talking to his ex-girlfriend, I thought that stuff really worked. And I think that's where the strength of the Portman performance is, because when it's everybody riffing and doing the Taika jokes, Portman just seems like Pat Bev in a 3-point shooting contest or something. Like, that's not what he does well. He can hit a couple threes every now and again, but he's not going to go shoot threes with Steph Curry. He just wouldn't look right. So it's like she felt like she was on a weird footing when we were in the Taika movie, but when we were in the Taika rom-com, I thought she did a great job. And if she doesn't do a great job there, all that rom-com stuff just doesn't work. So I that's why I love the performance, because she's got that, and the cancer stuff at the end. The heartfelt moment at the end when she's gonna die is incredible. I was getting teary-eyed. That only works if Natalie Portman is doing a good job. But that's what Natalie Portman does. We know she can do that already. We've seen her do the drama part already. We already knew she could do that. I thought the rom-com stuff was a bit new and a bit novel, and I thought she crushed it. I thought that stuff really worked.
I almost felt like she was like, okay, I'll do this Marvel movie again if Taika will put me in whatever Academy Award winning project that he's coming up with next.
And that's a win for all of us. I really like that.
A win for all.
That's a
of us.
win.
Yeah, I need Natalie Portman in more good movies.
That guy's
no
like
more Jackies.
That guy is like straight stretched thin. He is like, all right, I got probably more Marvel movies. He's doing series and stuff on HBO.
He's supposed to make a Star Wars movie.
He's in developing a Star Wars movie, which he's asked Natalie Portman to be in, not knowing that she had already been in 3 Star
She's
Wars
already
movies.
been in Star Wars.
And her character died. So that's
Another
unfortunate.
IP that she walked away from and was like, please get me out of here.
Dex and I were talking about this. Like, wouldn't it be funny if he was like, I don't give a fuck? Like,
I don't care.
How mad would Poopy Pants like Star Wars fans be if he was just like, I'm bringing her back?
Padme, who's that?
Yeah, never heard of her.
Never heard of Padme. She's not in this story.
This is a completely different character. Star Wars fans would shit their pants. I think it'd be really funny.
Now I kind of want to see it just because it'd be funny.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna say? Like Padme
Or
died
put her in
Natalie
like a
Portman didn't look
Chewbacca
like this
mask.
before.
Make her a walkie or something. Like just put her in a mask, but then credit her as Natalie Portman and never see her face. Just put a mask on her.
Because the Star Wars people, they read the credits and like get the names of everybody that is everything and like put it into lore. So yeah,
Make her
just
a
like
droid.
make her a stormtrooper or something like that.
That would be so funny.
Yeah,
No.
like just disguise her voice until like the third movie of the trilogy. Reveal it's been Natalie Portman the whole time.
Yeah, my guy is Taika's like I'm worried that people, not us, but like general like Twitter people who are irony poisoned are getting tired of him. Kind of like how somebody put the Lin-Manuel Mirandification of Taika Waititi.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is funny. But also, it's important to remember that Twitter is not real life. And
Not a
that
real
both
place. That's true.
Lin-Manuel
Facts.
Miranda and Taika Waititi are both incredibly popular still.
And
So-
let's
Yep.
also remember that if y'all were in his position where you were making these small indie movies, all of a sudden you started making big movies and became a very, very high commodity in Hollywood, y'all would be slutting yourselves out all over town too. Y'all would be doing
making
the
out
same
with
thing.
making out with
And I
Rita
would
Ora.
too.
Yeah.
I would be just you don't want to see the famous version of me, guys. So I don't.
I'd be the
respect
worst
that he's
person in the
stressed
world
thin.
if I was famous.
He's running checks up. I'm about to run it up. You're gonna see me in everything I'm about to make. I'm about to put out 10 movies a year if Hollywood will allow me to do so. I don't care if y'all are tired of seeing me or my movies. Plenty of people are like seeing these movies. That's why they keep letting me make them.
Yeah.
Like
This
fuck
movie's gonna make $1 billion. Suck my dick. Like, I don't
I got points on this too. I'm buying another house.
Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda's like I could shit out a plate of Mario, and that shit is selling out on Broadway for 3 years. Like, fuck with me.
Yeah, Twitter
James
isn't a real
Corden's like,
place.
this show keeps getting renewed. Like, y'all can hate me if you want to. They're still gonna put me in every musical. Like, I don't
Carpool Karaoke's getting renewed for another season. I'm gonna do 10 of them bitches. Nobody.
I don't have to do it anymore. I can let my little homies do carpool karaoke and still collect checks.
Yep. Yeah. Other things that we liked from Thor: Love and okay. Well, let's talk about. We talked about some of the fight scenes. We wish there was more. I wish there was more gore.
I would be fine if Gore, like to see Gore kill
Come back.
2 or 3 more gods would have been amazing. Like I would have been into that. It's not that I'm opposed to that, but it didn't. As I was watching the movie, I wasn't thinking, man, I want more gore, because I also was enjoying the rom-com and the comedy, and I knew that like Bale's in a different movie. He's taking his part. His movie is very serious, and he's taking it very serious, and he's committed to it. But he is in.
Well, he
a different
also
movie.
had some jokes and stuff in there too. Like he was aware of how ridiculous
I feel
it
like
is.
The only joke I felt like he was in on was when he was talking to the kids, and the kids were like kind of scared of him. He was like, "Whoa, wait, kids! Like, don't be scared
Yeah.
of me." I think at that point he's aware, but every other point, I felt like this guy is in a gothic horror, and you cannot tell him that everybody's around to making jokes. He don't hear those fucking jokes. He killing everything that moves and spitting bars at people. That's all he was doing.
And for me, that's why I don't really need more gore, like more gore scenes, I guess. I think if he, like at the beginning when they're establishing him and it's like his origins, which is very quick, which I like. This movie is so self-contained. Everything is like
Yeah.
tight right here. All you
I got
need-
it. I got it in 2 seconds. He was like, "We worshipped you. You're a dickhead. I'm gonna kill you." Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
and
we
we're like,
worship
okay, I
you.
understand that. Go, let's go.
You're a dickhead. I thought like meeting you would change my life, and you don't give a fuck about us. So I'm gonna kill you now because I have this magic sword that lets me kill you. Cool. Like, that's all you need. But I feel like if he had gone, like if you stretch that scene out a little bit more, and he just goes on a rampage, killing like 8 guys, like right there.
a
Then that's
montage
cool.
of that. Yeah.
Like,
That's
you
all I
could've
really
shown-
needed was a montage of it. Like, just
Yeah.
give me a montage of him just stabbing random character actors who happen to be playing gods through the heart and make them like kind of famous people that will know their faces. Oh,
Like
he's
Tim Blake Nelson, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, let's do it. Like,
I don't even need a montage. If it's literally just there, like 4 or 5 guys all at this one party, and he just murders them all in one split. Love that.
They're all
Amazing.
doing blow in New York, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
all the gods are sitting in a 4x4 apartment. He just runs.
Yeah, just run through them all right now. Like, they're all trying to do some god shit at him, and he's like, "Nah, I got this sword, bitches." Like,
Somebody said to you, Teach, and that was kind of funny. Is like, imagine if you found out your God was awful, like God was talking crazy to you. Like, yeah, that would be crazy. That would be insane. You'd just be like
that God was talking to this man crazy. And he literally told him, like, hey, by the way, I lost my daughter. And the guy was basically just like, so nigga, I'm a god. Fuck you.
I'll make more of you. Like, it doesn't matter.
Like, yo,
really, I was like, damn, this Gore guy, I kind of feel him on this one.
Exactly. I was like, yeah,
God had to
legit.
go.
This
Your
is
daughter died. This dude don't care. Like, you've been praising the God for your whole life, and you're like, yes, I knew you were real. No one
He
believes
didn't even
me.
give him the thoughts and prayers that we give people online. He's just like, fuck your daughter, nigga. I'm a god.
Yeah, he wasn't even like, I'll take it up with the big homie Zeus. Like, I'll see what we can do. I'll get back to you in 3 business days. Like, nah, it was just like, fuck it. Like, we don't give a fuck.
the one complaint that everyone always has about Marvel movies, and that I've had about Marvel movies in the past, is the villain problem. Just disposable villains throughout MCU canon.
Facts.
Like 3 or 4 of the movies in Phase 4 that people are shitting on have all had really good villains.
Facts.
Shang-Chi, Multiverse of Madness, and this movie have all had incredible villains. Plus, the Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe was given bars too. So we have had great villains.
Facts.
Throughout this.
They're 4 for
phase,
6 on villain.
Yeah, throughout this Phase 4. And
I can't even remember who the villain was in the Eternals because I didn't give a shit about nothing happening in the Eternals. I literally can't tell you
they had a fake out where it was like,
Rob Stark.
Airshim. Oh yeah, and it was Airshim was the good guy, but then he was the bad guy, right?
Yeah,
that's the fake out.
It ended up being Rob Stark, and it was they said, oh well, these like I even forget what they were called, the shapeshifter things or whatever.
I can't believe that film actually saw the light of day. I can't believe we saw that film.
Fucking Rob Stark flew himself into the sun.
Icarus. Yeah. Yeah. Get it? You get it? You get it?
Guys, his name is Icarus. I was like, I'm gonna walk out of the movie theater. That shit stinks.
I'm too evil to live. I have to fly myself into the sun.
I do have a problem.
love you, Gemma Chan.
This isn't even a Taika problem, but I have a really
I'd fly
big
myself
issue.
in the sun for Gemma Chan too. Anyway, what?
I have a really big issue, and I don't think this is a Taika thing. I think this is a Feige thing. So Feige, I know you listen to this podcast. I'm sure of it.
Get it
Feige,
together.
Hey, we used to do this cool thing at the end of these movies that really changed the game, and we used to set up the next coming Marvel movie with the end credit scene. It made perfect sense. We knew that we're going to get to see the resolution of this end credit scene, and we know exactly when because there's already a release date for the next film. Perfect. Let's do it. Now we've gotten to the point where we do the end credit scenes. We have had 20 movies since Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We saw Adam Warlock in this end credit scene. That shit has never come up again. We just saw Jon Snow hanging out in an end credit scene with Harry Styles. We don't know when the fuck Harry Styles is going to ever show up in the MCU again. And, by the way, Eternals was trash, so we don't even need to see any of these characters ever again. Now we're doing an end credit scene where we see Hercules. Okay, cool.
Wait, where was Adam Warlock in?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Sylvester Stallone is in the end credit scene. We ain't seen that old man's face in the MCU since this end credit scene. Nobody even remembers it because it's never come up again.
He's not Adam Warlock. They cast an Adam Warlock.
Sylvester Stallone just pops up, bro. Well, whoever the hell he's supposed to be, we ain't seen him again. They're doing nothing with these end credit scenes. Thor 5, if it happens, is not happening for at least 4 to 5 years. Taika is the businessman in Hollywood. He's not making another MCU movie in the next 2 to 3 years. Why are we showing the Hercules thing now? What does it do for us now that a Ted Lasso bro is gonna play Hercules to kill Thor in 5 years? That's not gonna be in an Avengers movie. That's gonna be in another Thor movie. I don't understand what we're doing. Why couldn't we just see a Black Panther 2 thing? Everybody wants to know what the fuck y'all about to do with Black Panther 2. We have no information. We don't know if y'all are recasting people. We don't know if somebody was an anti-vaxxer and got kicked off the set. We don't even know who's in this film. Show us something from Black Panther 2. That shit comes out this year. I feel like that shit's not coming out this year. That's my hot take. I feel like that shit's not dropping.
You really? It's supposed to come out in like September.
November.
Guys, we have heard nothing. We have heard nothing. There's no way. It's been
like the most talked about, but also like biggest secret, non-secret movie of all time. Like where we don't know anything, but we know a shit ton.
Is there a T'Challa in this film? Who is taking the mantle of Black Panther? Are y'all putting that anti-vax lady into the Black Panther costume? Because that's not gonna be so fun. I'm not gonna like that.
I think they're just gonna do it. They're just gonna rip the band-aid off and hope everyone forgets.
Y'all remember? We remember.
No, we don't. We don't remember shit.
I'm nervous. I was really hoping we would get some Black Panther 2 stuff, which is not a Taika thing, like I said, because I'm very nervous. But we don't know. We've been talking about Black Panther 2, but we don't know shit. We don't know anything. Fair,
we didn't know shit about this movie either until like right.
We didn't have a trailer.
Doctor Strange 2 came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
there wasn't a trailer for a July movie until
it was either late April or early May.
It was May. We didn't have a trailer for a July movie until April or May, which is unheard of.
Don't make me come on this podcast and slander Black Panther 2. That would hurt my heart if I have to do that. Feige, please don't do it. I don't think I can tell the truth. Let's say that shit is like shit is like Eternals level trash. Look, I'm not sitting down on this podcast and I'm gonna shit. I'm not doing that.
Royden, I'm telling you right now, Black Panther 2 is trash. You can't be on that podcast episode. Me and Teej cannot discuss that in mixed company. You just can't.
No matter what happens, like I would have to bear the weight of it.
You just can't be on it. You can't be on it with us. Like you
that's fair.
You can't have any comment from you.
Feige, please don't make me do that. Please.
Well, yeah, my other big knock on this movie, personally, that is a spoiler. There's so many fake out deaths in this movie.
They gotta stop doing that.
I hated it. Like, just either kill somebody or don't, man. Like, they bring Sif back and you're like, oh, she died in battle. I was like, that's gonna be stupid. Like, you could have just left her wherever she was. We need to see her come and die. Oh no, she didn't die. Never mind. Like, Valkyrie gets stabbed and you're like, oh damn, is Valkyrie gonna die? No, of course not. She's fine. Korg, oh damn, he doesn't have a body anymore. Like, he's just disintegrated. Like, fucking, he got hit with Zeus's lightning bolt. He's dead for sure, because that's a really powerful weapon. Oh no, he's fine. Like, he still talks to us, and we're gonna get him a new body somewhere.
We gotta stop with the fake out. I totally agree. I was like, all right, guys,
like, sick of that. Doing that. Just kill him
till you see a body.
Them get wounded. You don't have to make us think that they're dead. Just they're wounded. We don't have to.
Zeus gets fucking fake out death. You're like,
yep.
Damn, I always said, Dex, and you made fun of me for it. Until you see a body on screen, they ain't dead.
Zeus got his own thunderbolt through his chest. How does he not die? If a god can die, and it seems like Zeus can die because he's worried about Gore finding their place of where they congregate. So it's not that Zeus is immortal. So Zeus can die, but getting the thunderbolt through his literal chest wasn't enough to kill him. Like, he just fine after that. I don't get the fake out death thing. I don't get it.
Let's talk about the ending really quickly. The ending of the movie kind of I don't know what I missed about how, like, I didn't realize that the eternity god or whatever was a genie. Basically, I just missed that part. And so when he, like, all of a sudden wished his daughter back into existence, I was like, what the fuck? I was so confused by that. And that's just on me. But it is kind of like, all of a sudden it's like, take care of my daughter, bitch. What?
No,
you were trying to kill me the entire time.
I felt the same way until they showed me the scene with Dad Thor, and I said, "Oh my god, I didn't realize I needed Dad Thor."
That's
Yeah, I needed. I liked it. I liked it.
And also,
in that moment, I was
that's
like,
his
what?
real life daughter. That's his real life daughter. Like that,
Wait,
that
really?
character, it's
Really?
him with Hemsworth's real life daughter. Yes.
I had no idea.
So now she's in the MCU and she's kicking ass already, and she might be a young Avenger. Maybe she'll
Whole
be a young
family
Avenger.
getting in on this generational wealth shit.
That's
Let's
what you
go.
do. When his I don't know if he's dating this person still, but his baby mom, I think he dates her. His / partner is also in the movie. I forgot who she plays though, but she plays like
I think it's his wife. I think they're married, and they
she's also in this film, and of course his
And
brother
his son,
is in this film.
Yeah, his brother was in this film. His son was in that movie, Extract or whatever it was. His son was in that as well.
He's doing the right. He's
putting
doing
the whole
it the right
family
way.
on. You love to see
He put his whole family in this fucking movie. That's swag. That's what I would do.
I really
the
liked
younger
it.
brother's like, what the fuck?
Sorry, kid.
Sorry, kid. We couldn't make a spot for you.
Download the Center app, and then maybe you can be out here.
Yo, Matt Damon was like straight up, like not even a cameo. He was like a character in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, like
when they come back
Melissa
and ask,
McCarthy.
when they come back and say, hey, I didn't hear a no when they try to make the kids get stolen into another play. That was really funny. That was a great gag.
I'm not gonna lie, when Melissa McCarthy popped out, I was Leo pointing meme. I'm like, I got it.
I was just waiting for that. I was like, okay, someone's gonna play Hella. Who are they gonna have play Hella? And I had a couple guesses in my brain. I did not guess
Melissa McCarthy.
Oh shit, that's Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was looking, I was like, I know I should know who that is. I just don't.
He was in his most famous movie before, The Hunt for the Wilder People or Wilder People.
Yeah, he's in that. Great movie, by the way.
You're talking about Sam Neill?
Yeah.
That's his most famous movie?
No, he was in Taika's most famous movie before.
Oh, okay. I was like, no.
There's a few Jurassic Parks.
That guy literally was in Jurassic Park.
No, what if I was so serious? I was like, no, seriously.
No, Sam Neill's most popular movie is definitely Hunt for the Wilder People. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. Broke records at the box office.
Made tens of dollars in New Zealand.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, back to the ending of Thor: Love and Thunder. I really enjoyed that shit. I appreciated what they like kind of were setting up with like the whole, it's all of like it's Thor: Love and Thunder, obviously. Like that's definitely what it's gonna be, But I appreciated Hemsworth being like, yeah, well, my life is trash, but I had love, and that's all I needed.
He didn't even consider not taking care of that little girl, like for 1 second. But it was Jane who was like, no, you can't, like your love of your life is dying. If she's like, hey, my dying wish, you're adopting this kid, you can't be like, fuck that kid.
No.
Like, you can't do that.
Fuck them kids.
I don't even know this part. Ew. Like, another thing. This was the most openly gay MCU movie by far.
Facts.
Might be the most openly gay like Disney movie ever.
Yeah. So good for them.
Swag.
Like, I know a lot of Republicans are probably pooping their pants because of like the Buzz Lightyear kiss scene, but good luck watching this one, buddy.
Triple down,
Wait,
bitch.
Yeah.
Who did Buzz Lightyear kiss?
No,
I didn't see this movie yet.
His
partner.
His captain is gay in that movie. Yeah.
There's a 2-second kiss between two women, and everybody pooped their pants and said Buzz Lightyear failed at the box office because of a lesbian kiss scene, and that's just not why it broke. Yeah, that's just not why. It just wasn't that great of a movie. Like,
the dumbest shit I've ever heard. By the way, we don't have to go on that whole tangent right now, but that kid won't go broke. Chick.
Yeah, this movie's gonna make $1 billion, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, remember Korg's gay, right?" Like, it's just like.
Korg's gay, Valkyrie's gay, and she's a king somehow, even though she's a girl. Girls can't be kings.
Yeah. No, that was the funniest. I think that everybody laughed when he was like, and I met my partner, Steve, or whatever his name was, and he had a mustache. It was
his name was Dwayne. He was a
Dwayne.
Rock, he was some dude named Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne. That's even funnier. That's even funnier. And he just had a
Also-
mustache, and it was just like another Korg. I was cracking up.
Another joke that fucking died at was when Valkyrie cut the Old Spice ad. I was like,
Oh, that was pretty funny.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Smell like a king. And then the
We're gonna-
random dude like pops up with the flute. Like,
If we're gonna have product placement in this movie, let's at least make it funny.
yeah.
Because there's like a lot of product placement in like throughout like the MCU, but not as much as you would think of other popular media because they don't really need it. Like it's not like
Thor
a Michael
doesn't
Bay
pop up
film.
driving an Audi. Like,
Other than Bow.
Yeah.
I like that they tossed the Bow in there. That was pretty good.
yeah.
I also love the child army. They gave I don't know what you people want. They gave a bunch of fucking kids the power of Thor Force.
That was awesome.
Cranked up the rock and roll. That was fucking awesome. I had a great time.
A kid with a stuffed animal fucking spun in a circle and killed shadow gods. That shit was incredible.
Bro,
Like, if that's not what
They
you're here
let-
for, I don't know what we have to discuss. Like,
they let a black kid catch Stormbreaker. Caught it like Thor. What do you people want from these films? That's all I was like, oh my god, this little kid just caught Stormbreaker. Even though Stormbreaker is kind of a slut because a lot of people touch Stormbreaker. Mjolnir is a lot more selective about who can touch it. Stormbreaker was just like
Stormbreaker's just throwing himself
Stormbreaker
around.
Stormbreaker's for the streets, bros.
I'm here to
Everybody
break storms.
does Stormbreaker.
Like, I don't care who do it.
Breaking dry spells, if you
When
know what I
Gore
mean.
was using Stormbreaker, I was like, Stormbreaker is getting mad at Thor, but you're just gonna let Gore use you to
You
destroy
belong to
the
the
universe. Stormbreaker's a little slut, bros, and I don't like that.
Just again, the interactions between him and those inanimate objects are the funniest fucking. Like when it would come out of frame,
It just
like
slides into the frame.
it's almost like they did set up Heimdall's son for like a bigger role.
Yes,
Definitely.
Definitely.
Like he's definitely like gonna be back. It seems like.
Changing your name to be after an artist you like is an objectively bad idea, though. You
Yes.
can't do that. Your favorite
Especially
artist
Axl
is probably
Rose.
trash. Yeah, there could be people out here that change their names to Robert because they were big R. Kelly fans, and you wonder how those people feel now.
Oof.
You don't want to be named after R. Kelly these days. You
Big
don't want to
oof.
be named after that guy.
Similar to this, my mom is her name is originally from Chaz Bono when Chaz Bono was a woman back in the day.
Oh,
Really?
So yeah, my mom's name is Chastity after Chaz Bono's dead name. So
huh.
you know, that's fun. Don't name your kids after famous people. guys.
Don't, yeah, no.
Do not do that.
I was gonna make a terrible joke. I'm gonna leave that one in the drafts.
Subscribe to the Patreon for that joke.
Yeah, exactly. The they definitely set up a few other characters. Like I'll be interested to see if he'll still have that little girl around for. Did we even? What was her name? I don't even know what her
Love.
was. It Love? Oh, okay, that makes sense. If we're gonna have her around. But speaking of having people around still, Dex, you had this thought.
Yes,
our
we
guy.
need to talk about this. Idris Elba, he's back out here in these MCU streets. I gotta
He
look
said,
up.
"Kill me off because I don't get to do anything in these movies." But as soon as they're like, "We need you back," he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm
Why
back.
do they keep putting that goddamn wig on that black man? Please stop putting that wig on him.
It
He's
looked
in
even worse
Valhalla.
this
He doesn't
time.
have to wear that hairstyle anymore. He's in Valhalla. He can wear Idris Elba's normal hair. Put the yellow eyes on him. Why do we have to wear that wig? What are we doing? Please stop.
Did
They already
Man.
fucked up. They fucked up Doctor Strange's homeboy's hair in Multiverse of Madness. So we got 2 movies in a row where y'all just fucked up a black person's hair and just tossed them on screen. And Black Panther is next. And y'all
I was
cannot be
on
fucking up black people's
I was
hair.
on the duo sports and stuff, and we talked about what's his face's hair in that movie.
They made him look crazy in Multiverse of Madness.
He said,
walked
"Y'all
on
got
screen.
millions of dollars. Y'all can't get one black." They said this on the podcast. They said, "You can't get one black person to put a wig on these people to make it look right."
Please, Marvel, get
that's
this shit
what-
together.
That's what they
Please.
said on the duo sports and stuff pod. Go listen to that episode.
Idris Elba will literally never turn down a check. You can ask him to be in any movie. It doesn't matter. He's going to do it. Like, we'll give you $1 million. We'll give you $5 million. We'll give you $20 million. You're going to do all of them. Doesn't matter.
So do you think they did that to like have them available just in case, like, okay, well, we need them later on for like plot, or just like it's just a good ending that
I think it's just a good ending because these
people are actually like there is no like eternal nothingness, and there is like an afterlife sort of thing. Like what?
There's a multiverse. All these people could just come back, and you could just have them as variants. So they already had the opportunity to go bring back whoever the hell they want to. They can bring back the original Hulk if they want to, because it's a multiverse. They can have Ed Norton strut out there. Not that they would.
Can you imagine how much money they'd have to pay that man?
I mean, they got it.
That's true. They like that. It's not a problem.
If they really wanted to, they could cut the check.
I think Kevin Feige just doesn't want to work with that guy anymore.
Yeah, don't bring him on set. He's toxic. He's got Vin Diesel on set, so he don't care about toxicity because Vin Diesel sucks.
I don't really remember like the specifics of it, but I think Moon Knight was supposed to establish that, like, you know, the afterlife exists, and it's just kind of whatever version of the afterlife like your whatever person believes in. So like they just all exist in like a separate thing. I don't know, but I feel like eventually what we're going to get to is that Thor is going to die and Little Love is going to take over. He's going to be on his Logan shit. Like she's going to be the new Thor out here in these streets.
What if Hercules kills Thor? I don't watch
not in a million years. Not a million.
How strong is Hercules? I don't know how strong Hercules is in Marvel.
He better be strong as fuck. If y'all go,
if Zeus is sending Hercules, Hercules must be that guy. Like,
yeah, you can't be the goon for Zeus and not be that guy. Like,
can you imagine if they somehow come back with Thor? And you were saying the Logan thing, and I was saying I don't know if they can make it that gritty, because I was thinking in like tired brain last night. I was thinking, are they just gonna like have them in the desert, like running and like killing people with blood? Like if they actually had like a rated R Thor movie, I don't know how you can make it not silly, but I guess like they made like a Wolverine character not silly. So, it'd be funny. It'd be funny if you just had like the way down we go, and then like, he's like running through the woods and stuff and chopping people's head off
back in New Mexico or some shit.
Yeah,
like where Jane is from, where they originally discovered the hammer on Earth. He's like, yeah, we're back. We're just gonna
do it again,
slice and dice people up. We're just gonna copy Logan word for word, bar for bar.
Which, you know what? Fine. I love that movie. That movie is incredible.
Yeah, we can do that if we want to.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, some people will complain, but not I. Like, let's go.
Can I have, after we're done talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, can I have y'all rank your Phase 4 movies?
Yes,
sure.
I did this earlier.
Okay, we can do that. Anything else for Thor: Love and Thunder? Where do we want to see this character go?
I just want to say that bad CGI Twitter is the worst, most useless part of Twitter.
Thank you.
All of you are garbage and unoriginal, and you're not funny or insightful.
This didn't have bad CGI. I've seen some bad CGI in Phase 4. This wasn't it.
No, I thought the CGI was great in this film.
Yeah, but every single time a Marvel movie is released, some person, probably like multiple people now, because it happens so frequently that people are going to try and get clout off of anything. They're going to take a shitty picture of some Marvel movie on their phone in the theater. They're going to tweet it.
A blurry iPhone photo.
$200 million movie, by the way. And they're going to get a fucking billion likes. And it happens every fucking Marvel movie release. We don't care. We're never going to like Zack Snyder's movies, and y'all just have to accept that.
I was just going to end it by saying Zack Snyder stinks. Go enjoy his films if you like to, but please leave the rest of us alone.
Go on HBO Max for the rest of those broke boys. We're in here giving money to the Disney Corporation.
Y'all need to demand better. I can't believe that you let Disney get away with the shitty CGI.
Like they're trying to put out, like what would happen if we were like, we need better CGI? They'd be like, fuck you. We don't like, it's like,
you know how much money we're making from these movies? Shut the, like, you don't like them? Okay, plenty of people do.
Plenty of people
also,
do.
I think it's weird that they do it with the movies because some of the shows have such bad CGI.
The Moon Knight CGI was fucking awful.
It was really bad.
It was bad.
I'm loving Miss Marvel, but some of the CGI in Miss Marvel is horrendous. If you want to do that, go watch the TV shows and shit on those CGI people. But the movies, I thought this movie looked great. I didn't really see any CGI.
No,
I'm not looking
either.
for CGI mistakes. I happen to just want to enjoy myself at the theater. I know that makes me weird, but like we're tired of the CGI bros and the comic book bros that are like, this is not like my favorite comic. It's 29 movies in. Y'all know what you're signing up for.
I'm sorry, Horse Thor didn't show up in your movie. Horse Thor was never going to show up.
And see, as you said, like just enjoying the movie like makes you weird. But yeah, I'm going to the movies to have a good time. I'm not looking for reasons that I don't like.
We don't go to the movies looking for things to shit on about it.
Yeah.
If we come on the podcast and shit on something, it's not
Means
because
it
we
was
walked
bad
in there
in
like,
real
I can't wait to
time,
find
yeah.
some shit. That means in real time, I was like, oh shit, this is shitty. But I'm not going in there to look for that. I was having a great time in Shang-Chi for 2 whole acts. And then I got to the last act and it was a CGI
like,
throw up
this
fest.
sucks.
And I said, oh God, this is not good. But before that, I was having a great time. I had nothing bad to say about it. Like I go into the movies to enjoy these movies. And I know that a lot of people don't. And it's a lot of people's whole online persona is I am the guy that shits on Marvel movies on Rotten Tomatoes. And for all you guys, fuck you guys. I thought the movie was pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good.
You can dislike them. I'm not saying you can't like these Marvel movies aren't above or like obviously how we all feel about the Eternals.
Eternal sucks.
Like I've gone like
Eternals
I even
not as bad as everyone says, but still.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not as high on even Multiverse of Madness as everybody was. Like but like purposely going in to not have a good time and watch these movies is
Insane
weird and
behavior.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know, man. But also
like,
we can't be
being
the
mad
person that's like mad at people for not liking movies, like you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I'm not mad at y'all for not.
I want them to keep their dislike to
It's just
themselves.
so
If your whole
weird.
brand is that we do that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it.
Like if your whole entire shit is every single time a new Marvel movie comes out, you go look for bad CGI moments and then you tweet those, and that's like your thing. That's stupid. Like why? For what? Like nobody cares. We don't give
First
a
of all,
fuck.
put your phone away in the fucking movie theater. Nobody
Yeah.
likes that guy. Stop taking a picture of the screen. I hope Disney finds you and arrests you.
Yeah, it's like
puts you in Disney jail. They have
We're
one
not-
at Disney World.
I'm not going to be mad at you for not liking the movie. Like you can shit on Marvel if you want to. Like I don't care. Like am I a fanboy shill? Probably, but like you don't have to be. That's fine. But like being mad that I don't want to sit here and fucking overanalyze the shit and like that I am an idiot because I'm just going to Thor to have some dumb fun. Like relax, bro. It's not that deep.
Let's see. I had a joke and then lost it. Never mind. Move on. Sorry. That was
Let's rank these movies. I can't wait to see how y'all rank the Phase 4 movies.
all we're saying is that it's us certified movie enjoyers. That is
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the t-shirt,
Marvel.
Real Cinema Hour.
Oh, I was just gonna say
Swag.
it is well known that Disney does pay us. So none of this, like, take all of this review with a grain of salt. We're paid by big.
As
big
long
Disney.
as they didn't hear our Eternals episode, they might pay us. But if they heard
Well,
that episode,
you go back and you listen to that
they're not gonna
Eternals
pay us.
episode, and a lot
would
of
be
it
nicer
was
to it
like,
than you think.
yeah, a lot of it was like, it's not as bad because like critics had shit on that movie, and it's gotten even down since. And like going back and look on it, I don't think we were hard enough on it.
It's
really
bad.
don't.
I didn't hate it as much as everybody else. Sorry.
No,
like
that shit is
watch
ass.
it again. I watched it twice in theaters, but I'm probably not gonna watch it.
They lucky we
again
didn't do a
anytime
Moon Knight
soon.
episode. I think I hated Moon Knight more than I've hated.
God,
Any
Moon Knight
Disney property.
Didn't ever fit.
sucks.
I'm not gonna lie to you, didn't finish it,
You're
It
not
stinks.
missing anything. That shit stinks.
Like
and I won't finish it. I love my son Oscar Isaac.
I
But,
don't.
Oh, you
I
don't?
love Oscar Isaac too.
Yeah.
But this is Oscar
I mean,
Isaac
he
stand right
cool,
here. But
but like love
That
is
shit
a
was
strong
ass.
word.
My bearded dad. I love Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is the only person who can play like Jewish, Egyptian, like Mexican. Like, they'll just make Oscar Isaac any fucking thing.
that's amazing.
I have noticed that. It's like,
They will literally just make him any ethnicity, anything. He'll just walk out there. He's gonna be a Black Panther too, and I'm like, wait, how did Oscar Isaac
Wait.
pop up in this film?
Hold on.
he's the new T'Challa.
If he could be Egyptian, that means he could definitely be Black Panther because Egyptian people are black people. So he could just walk in there, just put on the mask and be like, yeah, I'm T'Challa now.
Can you imagine Oscar Isaac doing an African accent?
Bro, they
I'm not
had
gonna
Oscar
do it, but-
Isaac in a movie where his son is Timothy Chalamet. Like, what?
Well, hold on. Rebecca Ferguson is like ultra white. Rebecca Ferguson, those genes like run deep.
Oh
Yo,
my
they
god!
literally had fucking Oscar Isaac out there looking like human Mufasa, and then his son is Timothy Chalamet.
Is the whitest person on earth. Timothy Chalamet is like, oh my god.
But
He's
yeah,
like primer.
fucking ranking the MCU.
Yeah, those
You
things.
just want
Okay.
just movies, or you want TV shows too?
I gotta
No,
think a
just the
minute.
movies. We don't gotta think about them damn.
No,
I like the TV shows except for
Except
Midnight.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Stinks.
But I just want you to rank the phase. There's 6 of them. They are Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, and now Thor: Love and Thunder. Those are the 6 movies.
Bet. All right. I did this earlier, so I have mine ready to go.
Instead of everybody doing a list, let's just start at 6 and everybody tell us what our 6 is, and that way we'll see if we have any. I'm sure we all have Eternals at 6.
yeah,
I'm sure
Eternals is 6.
Right? Do you have any of those Phase 4 movies above, or below Eternals?
No, Eternals is going back and watching it. It's just kind of it is a nonsensical, overstuffed, not fun movie. To be completely
Not fun
honest,
at
not fun at all. It tries to do way too much and accomplishes very minimal. Also, there's like, for as much jokes as we complain as jokes not landing, like the only like relief in that movie at all is my boy.
The Indian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what
Man.
his name is either.
Damn it. Anyway,
I can't
the
remember his
only
name.
the only relief is Kumail Nanjiani.
Come on,
uh,
Johnny. There you go.
Yeah,
Good
he's the only relief in that is him, and he's in a completely different movie than the rest of those actors.
job.
Shout out to him and Natalie Portman for
Yeah.
doing double duty in the MCU and Star Wars. Gang, gang.
Okay, what
So-
do y'all have at number 5?
Go ahead, Dex, because I got to think about this for like 2 seconds.
Unfortunately, this is a movie that I like. Eternals is obviously the worst, and I wouldn't say that I love that movie or anything. The rest of these movies I really like. Black
Same.
Widow is number 5.
Black Widow's number
Same
5
here.
for me.
Same here. And I like Black Widow, and I thought people were too hard on it, but I
Way too
understand
hard
why
on it.
people didn't like it. But I think it's good, and it's my 5th movie of the bunch, but I still liked it.
Yeah, Black Widow should have came out way earlier than it did. Like if that movie comes out in 2014 or something, then like yeah, classic instant banger.
Yeah,
shit,
it's up.
but-
It like it doesn't. Yeah, I think it unfortunately bears the weight of being a prequel to a lot of things, and we're just like, what's the
the
point
point?
now? Like now, it does give us our Lord and Savior Florence Pugh in that movie.
Support
Bags,
her.
she was great.
And she was fantastic. I do
Best
love.
character in the movie.
And we got
I
to
mean,
give our
I-
goodbye to Natalie Portman.
True. I do love
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
Scarlett
Johansson. Yeah.
Sorry. I mixed up my white women. Scarlett Johansson.
I do love Hopper in that movie. I can't remember his name.
He's Hopper.
David Harbour. Yeah, I do love David Harbour in that movie. It's just fun to see him around, and all the cast is really good. There's just no to be honest, there's just no stakes like in that movie whatsoever.
There's quite literally no stakes, but some of the action stuff was good. And I had a good time. I enjoyed
The
it, but
action has been super strong in Phase 4, with the exception of
I
Eternals.
totally agree.
Eternals action is not that good, but the rest of the MCU has had some great fucking action scenes.
You didn't think it was action packed when she's like, "Oh, look, I can create irrigation in water. Boom, we'll use that to fight the bad guys." It was like, "Oh, that's not fun at all."
Mhm. I'm gonna put my hand on the celestial and like make it stop. Oh, good, fun, real
the
fun.
big dude basically being the Angelina Jolie whisperer. Not my favorite thing.
Yeah,
Fucking hitting the Chris Pratt like Jurassic World. Like, stop! This isn't you. You're not like this. You don't do
Think
this.
about what you're doing.
That shit was ass.
Oh, man. What a wasted cast too. Anyway, like
number 4 and number 3 is where I get real tricky because I got these two movies pretty much neck and neck. But I want to know what y'all have at number 4 before I say what I have at number 4.
Dex,
I got Shang-Chi at number 4.
Again,
a movie that I really like. Black Widow and Shang-Chi and the rest of them, all movies that I really enjoy, but Shang-Chi is number 4 for me.
I'm gonna go with Thor.
Okay, I put Multiverse of Madness at 4.
Damn.
And I want it. I have it and Shang-Chi very close. But there's no moment in Multiverse of Madness where I was having nearly as much fun as I had for the first 2 acts. That first hour and a half of Shang-Chi was
awesome film.
I was blown away. I was legitimately blown away, bro.
Like I was saying, like those action scenes that have been so fucking cool. Shang-Chi, that's like fight where they're on the scaffolding of the skyscraper.
That shit was
incredible.
So
This shit was amazing.
Is that on Disney Plus yet?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, been for a while. Okay, I'm gonna just go watch the first hour of that movie.
That shit is great. Okay, so you have Thor number 4, Royden.
Yeah, because I hold as much as I liked how fun it was here, it a lot of the stuff like we went over in the review didn't land as high for me as I think it should have to like be ranked a little bit higher.
Now, you don't love Multiverse of Madness, so I'm surprised that you put Multiverse of Madness above
Multiverse
Thor.
of Madness. That will be my next one, to be completely honest with you.
Got it.
Wait, what did you have it for?
Thor.
He had Thor at 4. And now he has Multiverse of Madness at 3. Dex, what do you have?
I have Multiverse of Madness at 3.
At 3, I have Thor: Love and Thunder.
See, at 3, I have Shang-Chi.
Okay.
The reason that I have Multiverse, I was thinking about putting it lower, but like, yeah, it holds more weight to me than Thor: Love and Thunder, and plus it's more fun even than Thor: Love and Thunder, to be completely honest, because it's wild. Like, it's just a wild ride the entire time. It doesn't hit as hard as probably that we thought it was going to, and that's not a fault of the movie as much as we thought it was going to, and like not. It feels like at points multiple different people were directing that movie or had hands in it when you go back and you look at it, and maybe Sam Raimi didn't get to do everything that he wanted to do with that movie, so it kind of feels a little scattershot at times. That's why I have it lower, but also higher than what
incredible villain. Wanda did an amazing job. Her logic didn't make no fucking sense, but she was giving people bars, and that's really all I need from my villain. She was amazing.
I love the Wanda work in that movie. And
the
Wanda work. I know a lot of people hate it, like the Illuminati shit. That was an incredible scene to me. I had a great fucking time watching.
People were mad. I had a great time watching her destroy them. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, the only reason I have Shang-Chi kind of lower than y'all is because it's kind of like y'all said, the final fight with the dragon and all that shit.
That's his ass.
There's nothing in these other movies that's as bad as that to me.
That's fair.
So that's why I have Shang-Chi like number 4 on my list, I think. So
it hurt my soul to watch the last hour of that movie. I was like, oh, we're doing big dragon fight CGI fest. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. Do this, but man, I didn't like that shit.
I thought it was cool when I watched it. Y'all have been shitting on it this entire time. Secretly, I've been like,
I just wanted to see the kung fu movie that I
got a secret.
I just wanted to see the conclusion of that.
I thought that shit looked dope in the theater. I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're at number 2. I got Thor number 2. I'm just fascinated by it. There's something that the peak, the high moment of the entire Phase 4 is literally when you went to that shadow realm in terms of what something looked like on the movie screen. Dude, my mouth was open. I couldn't believe that we had gotten there. I was like, this is a fucking comedy movie, but I am scared to death.
We really undersold that scene. It really is one of the best things. It has been so one of the best fight scenes in any.
And he made so many great points
to you movie.
They made him walk up to every character and make great points. Like you are mad at me for wanting to kill gods, the same gods that let your people die. You are dying right now. The God's not gonna save you. Like, I was like, damn, he's spinning. He might be right. And at the same time, he's like, by the way, y'all, I'm choking y'all. Y'all can't breathe. Call the axe. Call the fucking axe. You're gonna call it. You're not gonna watch her die in front of you. I was horrified. That Bale was in his fucking bag. I love that shit.
Amazing.
I got Thor number 2.
That's easily one of the best scenes we've seen from Marvel outside of Infinity War and Endgame in a long time. That shit was incredible. But
my number 2 is Shang-Chi. We just talked about
number 2. And Dex, your number 2 is what?
Multiverse of Madness. I
got it.
The Wanda work. I love it.
I have Shang-Chi at number 2 because it did such a good job of making me invested again in another origin story.
Yeah.
When historically we've all talked about how tired we are of it.
Yep.
It was so much fun, man. It was so much fun. And like, regardless of what you think of like a lot of people said, you hate the CGI fuckfest at the end of the movie.
For me, it's not even like the CGI of it. Like that doesn't bother me. It just was like, okay.
Well, you had one thing going the entire, and you just like, why not make him fight his dad to the death? You know what I mean?
You already had the perfect villain. Make him fight his dad and make them do the little dancing / fighting thing that they were doing, and that's really all I needed. I needed super low stakes, but I understood they have a budget. They want to use the money. But I'd have been fine if this is like a real kung fu movie where we're literally just and they're in a village just burning down. They put a circle of fire and put them two in the middle of it. That's all I needed. That would have made a perfect movie to me.
Just let them beat the fuck out of each other like Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Yeah, let him put him through a table. You know what I mean?
So we all have the same number 1
steel cage match.
We all have the same number 1. We all have No Way Home as number 1 movie. And
there is a large contingent of people now that is like,
to go back
actually,
like,
Spider-Man is bad. Good. What are we doing?
Listen,
when did this happen?
If y'all are red-blooded humans and you did not enjoy the Green Goblins hitting wrestling moves on people through buildings, that's fine. But that shit I almost stood up in the movie theater when he was doing that. He was incredible. How could you not like that? I don't get it.
It was like 1990s era wrestling. They were just going like
he hit a spine buster on this man through like 7 floors of a building. Like
he did the Bane on him where it was like, what would break first, your spirit or your body? And he just like
that man is old as hell. He was literally
doing his own stunts.
That's incredible stuff, bro.
We've been talking about how amazing this movie is for 2 minutes. We haven't even mentioned fucking our sons, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, coming back. Like what?
Just pulled up.
It was the okay. I actually don't get, but like if you come at me with like, okay, well, nothing really actually happened in it. Well, it actually opened up the multiverse. Well, it doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't have to. But like, second of all,
it's a multiverse. Of course, it doesn't make sense.
It was the biggest.
We're talking about 3
like
white men who dress as spiders and fight crime.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't make sense.
It really was the biggest. If you look at it from this perspective, the biggest piece of pop culture movie making in cinema history. And they nailed it. Like that movie, it could have really stunk. Like they could have like somehow fucked it up. You know what I mean?
It could have been awful.
It really could have been awful. Now there's some stuff in there like, yeah, there's actually some bad CGI in that movie if you go back and you look at it, but like that doesn't take away really from it. If you look, it is the biggest. It's like a Super Bowl halftime performance. You know what I mean? It's like Beyonce and like Bruno Mars, like the biggest artists of a generation, Drake and Beyonce and Bruno Mars. And like everyone came together and they killed it. Yeah. And it really was the biggest perform and it worked. And they made $1.5 billion. And it was actually entertaining, unlike Avatar. Like, you know, it's just like, it was the biggest, like,
they brought in like characters from 2 other versions of this franchise, like, and you still don't lose Tom Holland's character journey in it. Like that's so hard to do, and they fucking nailed it. And
it was something that's never been done
for even more.
It's something that's never been done before. Will probably never be done like that ever again. Where you have 3 generations, like you're not seeing 3 generations of James Bond get together. You know what I mean? Like. 3 generations of actors playing the same thing to come together for this seminal moment in pop culture history and movie making history to come together and make just a fun summer. Well, it didn't even come out. Winter blockbuster Christmas time movie that works on all levels and has the emotion and stakes that you want it to. You know what I mean? Where like it puts Peter Parker in a fucking vice grip and like
his life sucks.
Yeah. And it really turned what had kind of been, I love all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, but what had kind of been standard fare to be like, I love those movies, but what had kind of been just like superhero standard fare to that point, and made it in, you know, just gave it more stakes and upped it to 11. And I really don't know how many people, it's not the best movie. It's not the best superhero movie that I ever saw, like what I thought it might be when it came out. It's not that for me, but to go back on it now and to be like, this movie is actually bad is fucking asinine. And I will not hear any,
a lot of people are doing that.
It's so stupid.
Childish, grow up.
Yeah. And like, we love talking about movies here. Obviously I write movie reviews, Royden writes movie reviews, like, and so we get it. Obviously, like objectivity has to come into it and what's good and what's bad and quality and all that other shit. But you just can't just get into this like, is this good or bad art? Like, we're not fucking like school teachers like grading some shit. We sat in the movie theater, 3 Spider-Men showed up on the screen and we all cheered with our friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is.
People were cheering like they scored a touchdown in the movie theater.
Like, that's what this is for. This is for having fun. We went to a movie theater. We had an amazing time with like friends and family and people we actually like. And we were outside amongst people in a community, and it was fucking dope. We hadn't had that in a long ass time before this movie because of COVID and other things. And like that, this movie restored the feeling. Like, and you just can't take that away from it. I don't care if you want to fucking scream grab from some CGI from me and tell me how it's bad, or you want to pick at plot holes in the script or whatever else. Like, that doesn't matter. I went outside amongst people, my fellow Americans who I normally hate, and we all had a great fucking time together. Like,
also, not for nothing.
For something.
Also, not for nothing, you're lying, because critics and fans like this movie. It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 98% audience score. You're lying. You're lying. Twitter isn't a real place.
If y'all had to grade just the movies, not the TV shows, if y'all had to grade Phase 4 so far, in terms of a letter grade, what would you give it overall?
I'd give it a B minus.
B minus, B plus. I think I would go with A minus. For me, there are 5 of 6. None of those movies are perfect, but I really enjoyed 5 of them. Yeah. And that's a great shooting percentage for me. I was bored as hell in the Eternals, but other than that, I really enjoyed
watch that movie again. We're not
running that back. But the other 5 are perfectly fine. There are levels to this. There are moments where the movies are not perfect, and none of the 5 are like Infinity War, which is probably the most fun I've had in a comic book movie other than the Spider-Verse ever. But like I think they've been really solid. I just think that the pushback and all the like Phase 4 Doom bros are like, oh my god, it's just so bad. Phase 4 fucking sucks. I think that's a bit weird.
All of this is mid. Marvel's been putting out mid movies since the Infinity Saga. It's all mid.
Like, we all enjoyed the Infinity Saga too, guys. But remember that before we got to the Infinity Saga, we had a winding road with different levels of quality in those movies. And you could say whatever you want. It's not like every movie that Marvel put out. It was a lot of shit that they came out with. A lot of awful villains that we had to deal with before we got to have the Thanoses of the world. We dealt with some horrible villains.
Evil robot Jeff Bridges kicked this whole shit off. Jeff Bridges in a fucking Megazord suit. Like, kick this shit off.
Oh man. Not to hold water for the MCU, which it sometimes feels like I feel like we can do sometimes, but it really feels unfair to make sort of the penultimate and then ultimate movies of a generation in Infinity War, in Endgame, and then just have to, all right, we're gonna keep going. You know what I mean? It feels like almost an impossible task. And it like I had to sort of, yeah, be honest, like sort of relower my expectations for what these movies are. You know what I mean? And what they should be and what constitutes a good one of these movies. This isn't the fucking Godfather, folks.
We don't get the Infinity War without the big payoff, and we had to get there. And the reason why we love Infinity War so much is because we invested so much into these characters and into the storyline, and then there was a big payoff. Now we're at the point where we got to start putting the money in the bank again, and people are just like, this is mid. But it's like, if you want the big Infinity War level event again, which is going to happen at some point, then they've got to go through this. We've got to get some origin stories. We've got to get some new villains. We got to learn more about these heroes.
Characters that we care about. We got to have characters that we care about.
How are they going to know who to put into the next Avengers movie unless they make these movies and hear what we as the people want? Because we don't know who's going to be in the next Avengers movie, but I can tell you exactly who's going to be in it. The characters that we relate to the most and the characters that we respond to the best will be in the big moments, and that's what we want. They got to do this so that they can know who to put in these fucking movies anyway. So,
and honestly, the ones that made the most money.
Honestly, if they came out like right after Infinity War and they were like, okay, boom, here it is. The next one, y'all get ready. 10 years from now, we're going to do it again. Everybody be like, that's fucking dumb. Like, I hate this. Like, I don't want to wait.
For you set none of this shit up. How do we get here? Like,
yeah, like I don't want to just start over now. Like, now we're on the path to fighting Doctor Doom, like at the end or whatever. Like, I don't want to do that. No, build it up. Give us some origin. Give us some new origin stories. Give us some new like developments for characters we already know. Like they put out WandaVision and fucking just switch the whole shit up about how we think about this nothing character from before. Facts. Like I never gave a fuck about Wanda or Vision, and Facts. Now I love them both. You know, like
yeah, and some of and it kind of is also a product of, we talked about this last episode or last Marvel episode as well too, is that I feel that they may, you know, it is a valid criticism to kind of look at it in a vacuum and be like, all right, are we running thin with like what we're supposed to be paying attention to? Now, you didn't have to watch anything to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, so that argument doesn't work here. But it is like, all right, so there used to be a little bit more novelty to some of these things. Now it's like, all right, now there's a Disney Plus show and then another movie and then a Disney Plus show and then another movie. And like, we love the content. We're pigs. Like, give us like feed us the slop. But it is also like, okay, so if you're behind it all, it does feel like maybe you're missing out on something. But
skip Moon Knight, guys, and let's just keep pushing forward. Y'all not missing out on anything. Just skip that shit altogether. Miss Marvel has been fun. Tap into Miss Marvel. Don't watch 1 second of Moon Knight. I promise you, there's nothing in there that you need.
And like honestly, if you don't want to watch it all, that's fine. Just accept some leaps. You know, when you go watch a movie.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
You didn't have to watch WandaVision to understand Doctor Strange. If you just showed up and you're like, oh, Wanda's evil now, cool. Like that's enough. Like if you want why she's evil now, if you want to know why she's evil now, okay, watch the show. Like dive deeper. Like invest the time. If you
those are your backstories in those comic books that y'all always are complaining about.
Yeah, if you don't care, if you're just willing to show up to the movie and be like, okay, she's evil now, they gotta kill it. Dope, done. Like that's it. You know.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how. I mean, obviously these aren't going anywhere. These are going to make $1 billion until eternity. So
I'm with all that. I'm gonna help.
Yeah, and I'll help.
I'm gonna help. I'm a completely in. I haven't.
There's also
one show or one movie yet, and that's
we haven't seen this in modern filmmaking ever. They're doing ever,
and we're just asking them to just do it again. You spent 10 years making this
simply
amazing
make
story.
better movies.
You know how you pulled off this like unprecedented feat that was completely amazing and took like a decade. Yeah, run it back
and give me the same feelings, even though I'm older and more jaded. Give me the same exact feelings, please.
Skip all the like groundwork you did at the beginning to do that. You know, don't invest in like any new characters. Don't I don't need any new origin stories. No missteps at all. I just need all of it to just happen again, like right now.
But with the X-Men.
But with the X-Men. Yeah. Honestly, bro, if at the end of this movie, at the post-credit scene, it was literally just Deadpool just looking directly into the camera and going, "Fuck yeah!" Everybody would have went crazy. Like everybody would.
I guarantee you, it would have a higher Rotten Tomatoes score right now if they had done that, which is insane because that doesn't even have anything to do with the movie.
Doesn't have anything to do with the movie. People don't care. They just want to know, like, when is Ryan Reynolds going to be in these?
The end credit scene was Wolverine. It wouldn't even have to show Wolverine. Just show the little claws go through like a screen or something like that.
Yeah.
People would have been flipping out.
Yeah. And that's all they need now.
Show Hugh Jackman taking a shit, and everybody like, "Oh my god!
Oh, go shit!
Holy shit!
It's the Greatest Showman."
Yeah. All right, we're going long. All complaints can be filed to our Twitter account at One Take Podcast, at One Take Pod on Twitter, at One Take Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Go follow Apollo HOU on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Dex has been putting out movie reviews. He has a movie review for this one out as we speak. Tej, I have listened to like 3 Slander You podcasts in a row.
Perfect.
You got to get your guests some better mic quality because Huey or whatever was like talking
Huey
into like
mic of all time.
Yeah, he's a great follow on Twitter, but he was talking into like a Radio Shack 1980 like
he sounded like Darth Vader. That shit sounded crazy. Do a better job of that.
That was funny, but no, those Slander You and Underhooks pod for Tej as well. Dex, what anything else that y'all are working on?
Yeah, we got new shirts for the pop culture vibes on Apollo HOU. I'm wearing one right now. If you're watching on YouTube, the Real Cinema Hour shirt.
I need that shirt very bad. I don't have it yet.
Says the same thing on the back. Comes in 3 colors. It's very fire. We've also got 2 Watch Movies shirts. Watch Movies has become one of our catchphrases on the TikTok channel. So go cop the new merch, apollohou.com. You can use promo code OneTakePod. That's ONETAKEPOD. Get 10% off all of our new shit.
Yeah, go do that. You can also, Aaron, thank you for basically sponsoring the pod for us. With all of your tweets. God bless. We appreciate it. So yeah, go follow us on all the platforms. Go follow Tej's platforms, Slander You, Underhooks Pod. Go follow us on the blog. What's next? What are we doing next?
Good question.
Yeah,
are we gonna have to do another poll to the audience? We gotta.
We might have to do a throwback. What's the next thing coming out?
It's coming out.
Let me pull up ye old calendar. Where the crawdads sing is the big thing
right,
next week,
yeah.
if y'all are into that.
Caitlin will be, so I'll have to go see that. I didn't even watch it.
I read the book, and I'm definitely gonna go see the movie. I'm sorry.
Who's in this movie again?
You're funding Taylor Swift. Daisy Edgar Jones next. She's got next.
Star.
Are you telling me that Taylor Swift is in this movie? Please tell me.
No, she did the song, like the main.
Oh, okay,
song.
got it.
Yeah.
But it is a Reese Witherspoon produced joint. Yeah. So supporting.
Shout out to
I want to do that.
Sunshine.
We can do that.
Please sponsor
y'all
the
pod. Put a poll up?
Sunshine.
We can put a poll up. That's fine. If y'all want to watch Where the Crawdads Sing, that's fine too.
Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank.
Yeah, that's definitely a real thing.
that exists.
Has Samuel L. in it.
Happening.
Did anybody ever see The Black Phone? It's going to be out of theaters by the time we do it.
I still haven't seen it, but I need to go see it because I heard it's really good, even though I thought the trailer was trash.
It looks real spooky, bros.
Next don't want to be scared like that, but I need it in my life.
Coward.
I need it.
I tell you what's going to come out that's going to be the next big one that we review is Nope 2 weeks from now.
Can't wait.
Fact.
Please don't let me down.
I saw a second trailer for that for the first time in theaters this week. Like they've been running the same trailer marketing for that for like 4 months.
Yeah.
They just put out a second trailer for that.
I need that to be absolute heat. So we definitely have to make sure we do that in 2 weeks.
All right.
But also, doesn't Bullet Train come out here soon?
Oh shit. I definitely have to
August or the end of July.
I have it as 2 weeks from now, but it might have moved back. But yeah.
Please don't tell me it's coming out the same weekend as Nope, because then we have to only do one of the episodes, or we have 2 episodes in a week.
I think it is the same day as Nope.
Shit.
And the Gray
I
Man
don't even know
comes
which
out
one I'm
right
gonna watch
after
first.
that.
Oh, the Gray Man on Netflix. Yeah, I forgot about the Netflix movies.
Yeah,
So we'll flip a
next
coin.
week is some big shit.
Yeah, we'll put it on Twitter what we're gonna see next week. And I still gotta watch The Godfather 2. There's still that other stuff.
Rest in peace to James.
Rest in peace to James Caan. Rest in peace to James Caan. Him and Ray Liotta
and Polly Walnuts. We've been losing.
Oh right, yeah.
It sucks,
So
man.
Jimmy Caan passed away by the time you're listening to this about a week ago. So rest in peace to one of the members of The Godfather, classic actor. Yeah, so there is that, but that is a heck of a way to end a podcast. But we've been a One Take Podcast. Thank you for listening. Go download, rate, and subscribe. And wait, Dex, one more thing.
#support Florence Pugh.
All right, we're out.